Hi everyone, welcome to SWPL My Story, and today we are joined by Hibs Ellis Notley. How are you, Ellis?
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
Yeah, I'm great, thanks, and thanks so much for joining us today. So for Hibs, it's been confirmed that Hearts have now finished in fourth place. You're still battling out for fifth with Partick Thistle. For me, it's been the most intriguing battle watching every single week. There's been a change of someone in that fourth place, but how would you reflect on the season so far then?
Yeah, I think for us at Hibs, it's been a up and down season. Um, we've been on consistent runs where we picked up a lot of points, and then we've had performances and results that have probably let ourselves down. And at this stage, have came back to probably bite us because we've obviously not. We're finishing fifth or sixth, depending on how results go in the next three games. And obviously, we've strived to be further up in the table. But yeah, credit to Hearts. They've been consistent throughout the season and secured fourth and picked up more points than us.
I think it shows the growth and competitiveness of the league, whereas in years gone by, there would be, for example, Glasgow City right out on their own for a long period of time. Hibs were always up there as well, but with the investment from Rangers and Celtic, yourselves, Hearts, Partick Thistle are showing that even in a part-time status, you can still compete if you've got the right team together. But it's just showing that that gap towards the what you would consider the big three is closing.
Yeah, I think women's football in Scotland's growing massively and it's getting more competitive. Even if you look not just in our league, but SWPL too, they've got the competitiveness for the playoff position. So overall, at the different levels, it's getting more competitive, which is really good to see. And that's what, brings people to come and watch the game. So I think for us, we want to close that gap where I've been at Hibs when we've been close to the top. And that's something that we keep reiterating of where we want to get back to. Um, we appreciate it might not be an overnight job, but we've got to take small steps, and the club are doing that, and they're fully back in the women's team at the minute. So we want to bridge that gap, make the full league more competitive, but especially compete more with the big three, the top three at the minute. I think we're starting to show that we've had some performances against the top three that we can probably be proud of, but at the end of the day, we've had 0 points from them. Albeit our game against Glasgow City at the weekend, we got a point, but in order to challenge them, we need to be picking up more points.
Yeah, I think as you said that you've been there when Hibs have been up to the top. It's been a bit of a transitional season this season with Grant coming in to steady the ship. Obviously, he was very successful when he was at Hibs previously. Knows a lot of the players, but bringing in a lot of players, a lot of young players, but are very talented, and then the Formie Jorian up front as well is helped massively. But it's just giving you a foundation to build on going into next season. Obviously, finishing this one as high up the league as you can with as many points, and then building again for next season with that year of experience, particularly for the newer and younger players under their belt.
Yeah, I mean, this is our first proper season at giving full-time football a go. I think everyone in the team, is training every day. We're in full time, and it's, as you say, a transitional period. Albeit we've got experienced players who've won trophies, played at a high level for their national team and stuff. But we've also got younger players who this environment is new to them, and they've had to adapt pretty quickly. And it's not easy. And I think we found that throughout the season. We've gone, it's like a roller coaster. We've been up and down as a team. Performances, both individually and as a team, have been similar. But hopefully this season's allowed people to, gain experience and know what Grant's about, what the coaching staff about, and what Hibs is like as a club because, we pride ourselves on competing well and, challenging the top, and we want to definitely get back there.
So coming up on Friday, final Edinburgh derby of the season. You had a bit of joy at the beginning of the season, the first couple of fixtures, but obviously looking for for bragging rights, just the end of this campaign. So obviously it's a game that you look forward to. It's probably the first one you look to when the fixtures come out. But finishing the final Edinburgh Derby at home at Meadowbank Stadium, looking to get 3 points there.
Yeah, 100%. The Edinburgh Derby, such a historic fixture. Um, and I think the women's fixture of that is building up to be the same. Orion sold out last time. We've had record crowds at Edinburgh Derbies previously when it's been at either Easter Road or Tynecastle. And I think just the spectacle of that fixture is something that can entice fans to come and hopefully support us. And obviously, we want to have bragging rights come end of the season, saying that we won the last one. We've won 3 out of the 4 that we've played this season. So that's what we're set out to do on Friday night.
I think as clubs, both the Edinburgh sides deserve huge credit because more than anyone, having the derbies at either Tynecastle or Easter Road. I know this one's at Meadowbank, but it's been done consistently over a period of time. You do get the odd game that's maybe played at Ibrox or played at Celtic Park, or some teams in the league do play at the team stadium for like Hamilton or Montrose, for example. But allowing the games to take place at these stadiums, and you see the crowds. It's always every time that there's one played at either Tynecastle, Easter Road, it's always a record-breaking crowd, and just introducing the game to a lot more people, making it a lot more accessible, and it's the only way we're going to grow the game.
Exactly, as you said there, it's about it being accessible for people. And I think, we've had the sponsorship from Bailey Gifford and stuff like that, and that's been a massive help and support in helping us grow the game, especially in Edinburgh. So I think with hosting the games at Tynecastle, Easter Road, that might encourage more people to come because they think, oh, it's a game, the cheaper tickets or their free tickets or have been like that's helped bring people through at the door and actually watch a good game of football, because I think the last 2 games when they were at the stadiums have been quality games. They've been competitive and they've really shown like they've been a Edinburgh derby. They've had the fight, they've had the passion, and they've also had some football. So yeah, it's been good.
No, and just for you as players as well, and there's a lot of supporters within the Hibs team that are Hibs fans, but just getting to play at Easter Road, just even no matter how many times you've played there already, it'll still be special every time that you do get that opportunity.
Yeah, exactly. I think, when you play at a stadium, it's a big occasion, because it doesn't always happen in the women's game. But, when a game is at Easter Road, it makes it extra special. You want to go out and you want to fight that a little bit harder, win that 50-50 even more and get a result even more, because you've got more fans that are hopefully coming in. And it creates an occasion playing at a stadium.
So you touched on it briefly earlier, but the game at the weekend, you played Glasgow City. Obviously, when you finish in the top half, that's where you want to be because you want to be playing against the best and challenging yourself. It was a late equaliser for Poppy Lawson, some strike. She took it really well. But just as we're talking about looking ahead, finishing the season strongly, but looking to build next season, that must give you confidence that, yeah, we are here to compete. We're not here just to try and be the best of the rest. We want to break into that top three.
Yeah, definitely. I think, at the start of the season, every team will set out their aims, and we were no different. And then throughout different points of the season, we've reevaluated them. After the split, we set out our targets, and targets was to challenge the top 3 and pick up points, as many points as we can. And as you say, it's never going to be easy because you're playing the best of the best in the league at that point. Every game's tough, every game's going to be hard, but we know as a team what we're capable of. We've got quality all throughout the team. We've got energy, and we do have goals. But it's just finding that consistent performance and, taking our chances when they come, because we might only get 2 or 3 chances. And if we don't take them, we're just kicking ourselves in the foot. So I think given our performances against, we've had good performances against Celtic and Rangers, and we've not picked up any points, which for us has been frustrating. So I think to get a point on Sunday there was, kicks a bit more belief into us all just going into the last three games and then obviously looking towards next season as well.
So now to just talk about yourself a little bit. Joined Hibs at 13 years old. It's been the only club that you've been at. It was a transitional period, as you said, going to the full-time status, which you were part of. You're part of the leadership group there, stepping in as vice captain as you did at the weekend when called upon. But it just shows like the affiliation, the love you've got for that club. So just how is it being a Hibs player for you?
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously I've been there a long time. It's been a huge part of my life. I've worked through the age groups, worked alongside lots of different coaches and players that, I'm still friends with today. And I can't be more thankful for my time that I've been at Hibs just now. Um, I've been there when, Hibs won the back-to-back trophies, albeit I was a younger, class as a younger player there. I'd say I'm classed as an experienced older player, but I'm still young, saying that. So,
Well, you're
um,
certainly not an older player. Experience,
I
definitely.
know. Experienced player. But yeah, now we're transitioning into that full time, and I can see the strides that the club want to make, and the strides we are making. So it's an exciting time to be part of the club, especially for a club that I've been at for a long time. I want to see us do well. I want to see us make improvements, not just as a first team, but throughout the whole grassroots level as well, because they're the future at some point.
Yeah. So you took that opportunity. You were offered a full-time contract with Hibs, but what people might not know that are watching this is that you are a qualified teacher. You were a teacher, and you took a massive decision to step back from your career in teaching to become a full-time footballer. Something you probably always dreamed of, maybe up until recently, didn't think it was going to happen or it would be something that you could even do. But obviously, Hibs have made massive investments and strides forward to professionalise the women's side. You've done all your years of study to become a teacher, so it would have been, I would guess, a difficult decision and probably a scary one to just decide, no, I'm going to be a full-time footballer and put yourself fully into that. However, it's a short career. These opportunities don't come around every day. Would there been one that you felt, no, I want to give this a go?
Yeah, I think when conversations started happening with the club, I was like, oh, what did I do? I was in a job, teaching PE, and it's something that I did really enjoy and I loved to do. But as I say, when I grew up, all I wanted to be was a footballer. However, I was told by my parents, you have to have a backup plan. If you're ever going to go and play football, you might get injured. Like worst case scenario, career ending. What are you going to do? Like you need to have a backup plan because you can't just stop playing football and have nothing else. So I was growing up and I was doing like part-time jobs, coaching and stuff like that. And I thought, "Ah, this is what I enjoy." So I went to uni, studied to be a PE teacher, and I did my probation year, and then got kept on another year at the same school. And then the opportunity arose, and I thought, "Ah, I'm going to regret in 5 years' time, 5 years, sorry, if I don't go and take this opportunity now. Teaching will always be there, football won't. Like when you get to a certain age. So I had to take the chance. Um, so here I am, a year into my contract with another year to go. So yeah, I'm not looking back and not regretting the decision at all. Um, and thankfully, there's supply teaching. I can still go and be in schools and do also what I love because as much as I love to play football, I do enjoy teaching as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's something that's really important in this country, particularly as the game becomes more and more professional. The standard's going to rise. It is going to get more difficult to get these professional contracts. So people that are in academies, it's not necessarily you're going to become a full-time player. And even if you do, the finances aren't the same as what the men's game is, in that you can then rely on those finances to see you through the rest of your career. You've seen it. Kirsty Howat's the example, exactly the same situation as yourself. PE teacher decided to step away. We had Kira Grant on from Hearts. She's a doctor. Decided to go full time when she came to Scotland at Rangers at first and now at Hearts. But they've got these careers behind them, and that's so important. But if you get the opportunity to become a full time footballer, grab it with both hands because as I say, it's a short career.
Yeah.
But then you've got your education to fall back on.
Yeah, exactly. I think I wouldn't change my journey to where I am now. I'm grateful for the experiences I've had through studying and through playing football. So it's just important that I know when I do decide to step away from full-time football that I have another avenue that I can go and explore and, something I can go and do to make a living. Because as you say, the financial side of the women's game in Scotland is not quite there, doesn't quite match the men's side at the minute for most clubs. Um, so it's important that we're smart in what we do and we're not jumping 2 feet in with no idea of what we could do on the other side.
No, absolutely, and really appreciate you coming on today with us, Ellis, and I wish you all the best for the derby and for the rest of the season.
No, thanks for having me.
And thanks everyone for joining us on SWPL My Story.